I'm Jazzy Davidson. I'm a girls basketball player and I'm a sophomore at Clackamas High School. I'm the #1 recruit in the class of 2025. I've been playing basketball since I was in kindergarten. I started just like rec ball and then I switched to AAU in 3rd grade. And ever since then, I've kind of just fell in love with it. Winning Gatorade Player of the Year as a freshman was a really cool experience. I mean, there were a lot of great players that I was competing with for that award, so I wasn't expecting to win it, so as a freshman, it was really cool. Being named the top prospect in the class of 2025 was also like a really huge honor to me because it's kind of just like a reflection of all the hard work that I feel like I've put in, and it's really cool to be recognized for it. It's not always easy to consistently put in the hard work, but I would say like my support system, my family, my coaches, they really push me to just keep going even when I don't feel like it all the time. I work with a lot of different coaches and trainers. I work with my club coach, Angie Sun. She helps me a lot with my mechanics and just like also the mental part of it. I work with Ashley Corral. She helps me a lot with skills and just different moves and stuff and like ways to be more crafty and also the mental part of it. And then my strength trainer, Susan Borchert, she helps me a lot with just being solid and having a solid foundation so that I'm able to perform. Clackamas girls basketball definitely has a strong history. I think I've seen a lot of waves come through here that have been like really powerful teams. I think in the last few years since I've came to Clackamas, we've kind of been rebuilding the culture a little bit. It's been a really cool experience to be a part of. What I love most about being a student at Clackamas, a student athlete at Clackamas, is probably just the culture that there is at Clackamas. Like everyone's super supportive of each other and like it's just really cool to have that. We're a super close team, so this year means a lot to us, and we're kind of just trying to prove ourselves from last year because we feel like it should have been different. For us to win the state championship this year, it's just going to take us staying close together and holding each other accountable and just kind of drowning out the noise because there's a lot of noise that goes on and like you just have to stay present where you are. I mean, it would be amazing to do that, especially for the seniors because Ryan and Eliza, they're the seniors that we have right now, and they're like some of my best friends, so it would be amazing to win that for them. I would say a game in my career so far that stood out to me would probably be the first game we played last season in my freshman year. We played South Medford and we ended up winning by 2 in overtime. So it was a really cool experience because they were ranked #1. Nobody expected us to win that. So last month in our game against Camas, it was a huge matchup for us because we had lost to them a few weeks ago actually in the PIL tournament, and they're ranked #1 in their state and we're ranked #1 in our state. So it was just kind of another challenge for us trying to prove ourselves and like work on the things we didn't do very well in the first round. We've had an amazing year so far and I can't wait to go to the Child Center and compete for a championship. I would say some of the strengths of my game are attacking, scoring with my left hand, and being crafty if people take away my left hand. An area I'm looking to improve in during the off season is consistency from the 3 and then just getting my mid-range like pull-up dialed in. I have a really great support system behind me and I wouldn't be able to do any of this without my family, my friends, and my coaches that just keep pushing me to be the best I can be. On the national level, a player that I admire in my class is Zakiya Johnson. I think she's #2 behind me, but we're really good friends and it's always fun competing against her. Zakiya's from Kentucky. She plays for West Virginia Elite, I think. They're on the Under Armour circuit, which is really cool because we're now on the Under Armour circuit too, so we'll get to compete more this summer. In Oregon, some players that I really admire are some of my former club teammates, Kennedy Schuler, Ryan Mogul, Eliza, Annie. I just really look up to them in the way that they play, like their poise. I think in Oregon there's always been a really strong basketball culture. Like ever since I was younger, there's always been little rivalries between different like club teams, which like usually stem from high school teams. So I don't know, I think the basketball culture in Oregon is like really strong and cool. Some college and pro players that I look up to are Cameron Brink and Haley Jones. They both play for Stanford. Paige Becker, she plays for UConn. She's injured right now, and then Candace Parker. They're all really different players, but I think the thing I like most about them is the way that they compete and the way they get after it on defense. And my college recruitment so far has been a really fun experience. I've had a lot of West Coast schools reach out to me, and then a few on the East Coast too and in the South. I don't have any favorites, but some of the schools that have been recruiting me are Stanford, Oregon, UConn, LSU. I'm looking for a good mix of academics with basketball and then also a good culture in the program. That's probably the most important thing to me. I admire a lot of programs, but I would say like over the years watching the way like Gino and Tara run their programs, those are probably like two coaches that I really admire. I would say the thing that I'm most proud of because of basketball, but it's kind of an off the court thing, is just my growth and like ability to reach out to people and like form connections with people, because I used to be like really introverted. I'm not playing basketball. I love to cook, bake, hike, go outside, hang out with my mom, hang out with my friends. I love pasta. Any kind of pasta, I'm making it. So my favorite place to travel in Oregon would probably be Florence. My grandma lives there, so when we visit her, it's a really cute little town. I definitely take pride in being from Oregon, and especially when we go to places like Indiana or like Ohio, where people really aren't familiar with Oregon Hoopers. It's really cool to like see like the reaction on people's faces when I say I'm from Oregon, because it just proves that we do have like really good athletes from here. I recently had the opportunity to be a part of the video for Portland's bid to have the NCAA Final Four here, and it was just a really cool experience to be a part of. Portland ended up winning it, and it's just really great for our hometown to have this. It'll be really cool. I definitely think that Portland should have a WNBA team. It's really cool that they're thinking about bringing a WNBA team here, and I think you can see with the support with the other women's team here, I mean, there's huge support for them, so I don't see how it would be any different for a WNBA team here. If I was going to give advice to coaches or parents trying to empower girls in sports, I would just say, like, ultimately make it fun. More girls are going to want to play it if it's fun for them and they enjoy playing the sport. I know a lot of girls drop out of sports by the time they're in high school, but I would definitely say to stick with it, because you get like an automatic family and a huge community supporting you, and you make some of your like lifelong best friends from sports. So my ultimate goal for basketball would be to play in the WNBA and ultimately just inspire other girls.